Now observe, when we are talking about syntax of our web URL, three things you should keep it in your mind. What are those three things is, what is mandatory, what is non-mandatory field here. So if you observe, see, I'm selecting everything. Protocol is not at all selected, but when I'm pasting, it is taking a protocol. Yes or no? Just observe here. There is protocol mandatorily, but it is not mandatory to give that information. Okay, while you are giving, while you are giving the URL, while you are typing your URL, protocol is not mandatory. And if you observe, domain name is the only mandatory information. Okay, let me explain first. Let me write it. Query string also optional. Fragment ID is also optional. Let me take up protocol. Okay, there are a couple of protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP. All these are various protocols. What do you mean by a protocol? What do you mean by a protocol?
A set of rules that we have, set of rules and instructions which I have to follow.
Yes, set of rules and instructions. And I can also tell it is a common language. Okay, if I'm telling HTTP protocol in the sense, all the application which follow this protocol will understand this HTTP language. Okay, it's a set of rules and a common understanding between applications to applications. Okay, so out of these protocols, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. S, if you give S specifically, it means it is a secured application. FTP stands for file transferring. SMTP stands for what? Mail. Okay, mail. I think it is mail transfer protocol. Okay, single mail or something is there. So that is your SMTP for mail communications. Okay, so out of these two, most commonly used are HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so all your applications like Flipkart, Amazon, your what is that? Facebook, okay, WhatsApp, all these come under HTTPS, secure. All the application which you are accessing via localhost, they come under HTTP. Okay, they are not highly secure. So protocol is a non-mandatory information, and protocol is set of rules. HTTP and HTTPS are commonly used protocols. This is the point you should remember. Similarly, domain name specifies or domain name identifies the specific computer in the network. And when we are talking about domain name, you can either specify computer name, or you can specify the IP address, or if you are using your local system, you can just give it as local system. Or if you don't know the computer name, or if you don't know the IP address, we follow, okay, whether it is .com, okay, domains can be .org, okay, domains can be .edu, okay, .com, .org, .edu. Anything else we have? .in. Okay. .gov. Okay. So .com I have taken already. .com, .org, .edu, .in, .gov. Okay. Yeah. So these are some of the domains which are available. So you can either specify it or directly you can also give it like okay, Amazon.com. So here, what is Amazon? What is Amazon.com?
Domain name.
Domain
Okay,
name.
it's a domain. Okay, it's a .com is your domain. Amazon is your domain name. You can specify. Host will contain lot of applications. Okay, here if you go for Amazon, in this entire computer there is only one application, that is Amazon. Okay, that is made as server. Even here if you go, that one application will be made it as server. But in your local systems, lot of applications will be there. So you have to, this port number specifies which application you are trying to navigate. So port number is not required, but if you are using localhost, then mandatorily you should give the port number. Is it clear? Okay. Now observe. So this is about your, okay, I can tell relevant information. Okay, relevant. So if you go to any application, let's say I'm going to an application, I will not enter anything. I will just enter, okay, Amazon.com. Just the domain name I have entered. Will it reach to Amazon.com? Yes, it will reach. Okay. So only your domain name is considered as mandatory. If you know the domain name of your application, you can access that application. Port number is not needed. Protocol is not required to specify. Only if you are installing it in your local system, then only you should know the port number. Otherwise, not required. Okay. For example, observe. I'll go to localhost. If I enter 8888, it will take me to vTiger. Similarly, if I enter 8080, where it is going to take me?
Jenkins.
Okay, if I enter localhost 8080, it is going to take me to Jenkins. So a lot of applications are there. I am able to differentiate these applications only with the respect to port number. Okay, if it is your local host. Now we will understand what is this resource path, what is this query string. Okay. Imagine. Tell me.
And like the importance of that port number comes when we are working under a local system. Like we will be having
Yes.
a different system.
Yes.
So to identify only that particular thing, we need this port number.
Or else you can take it like if a computer you are trying to access has more than one application, then you should know port number. Got it. Okay. Now imagine. Go ahead.
If we keep changing the port number, then it will change the application.
No, it will not. When application is being designed, okay, development will happen. No, at that time only they will fix a default port number for a particular application. for example, if you take your MySQL, default port number is 3306. If you take your Jenkins, default port number is 8080. If you take your vTiger, default port number is 8888. Okay, like this, while developing application is very fixed. But sometimes what happens, if this particular port is busy, okay, sometimes what happens, let's say I have installed Tomcat. Okay, Tomcat default port number also he has designed as 8080 itself. Okay, so if Tomcat is running, for my Jenkins there is no port. I want to run both Jenkins also, I want to run both Tomcat also. So I cannot run two applications in the same port. So what I will do, for Jenkins, instead of this port, manually I will give some port. I'll give some empty port, 8081. Okay, so manually it will start running in this particular port. If you don't specify, let's say you will not specify port at all, okay, specifically you won't give 8081, then by default, whichever port is empty, okay, whichever port is empty, that port it will go and run. Okay, but port, if you remember or if you don't remember, port is necessary. Without port, application will not run. But in our application, in our system, what happens, multiple applications will be running in different ports. They will take their own port and they will run. But which application you will access? Based on port only, we will differentiate. Okay.
One doubt. Ma'am, like as you told, like if we are having a Tomcat and the Jenkins, and we are having the same port number for both, like 8080.
Yes.
Suppose for one we are using HTTP and for another we are using HTTPS. So there, if this will be able to differentiate between these two with the same port number.
No. Some application will support it, but some application will not support it. Okay. So what they tell is protocol doesn't matter. Okay, protocol doesn't matter. It is just your security purpose. That's all. If you go for HTTPS without your login credentials, he will not allow you to access the application. If you go for HTTP, directly he will allow. Okay, something like that.
So that doesn't play a role.
No, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
If he's creating two applications with HTTP and HTTPS, he should have two different port numbers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, this is about your port, okay, default port numbers. So every application need a path to run the program. That path is nothing but your port. Okay, so if you take this as an application, okay, let's say, let me take this as, okay, let me take this application as gmail.com. In this gmail.com, I have lots of features, correct? Login is a feature, inbox is a feature, okay, sent items is a feature, drafts is a feature, compose is a feature, help is a feature, okay, spam is a feature, account is a feature, okay, profile is a feature. Lot of features are there in your application. Imagine this is your application, okay, this is your application. So inside this application, these many features are there. Now, if I want to access this application, okay, how do I access it? How do I access it? I'll go and hit, okay, HTTP or HTTPS browser. I'll go to a browser. I'll type the URL. Correct? I'll type the URL gmail.com. What happens? If I enter this, what happens?
Will be redirected to the Gmail page.
It will be
take us to
redirected.
the login page of Gmail.
Okay, it will redirect it to the Gmail login page. Okay.
Yeah.
So So observe, resource path specifies the path for a particular resource. All these are your resources. Okay, all these are your resources. Okay, all these are your resources. So resource path will tell you the location. Maybe like, okay, you are going to compose. Okay, then after composing you are going to drafts. So like this it keeps on traveling. For example, okay, you don't ask me a question like, then without logging in am I going? No, that is not the scenario. Okay, just observe. I'll go to Flipkart. Okay, currently what is my application URL? https://www.flipkart.com. Correct, no? Now observe. I will click on phones. My URL got changed.
Slides mobile. Yes,
Okay.
mobile.
I'll go. Just keep on observing. Again, my application URL got changed. So what is happening is, whatever I actions I perform with the help of UI, you can perform it without UI with the help of this URL. But you should know the resource path. You should know the navigation path. Okay, observe. Let me go to TV. I'll go to TV. Okay, television. See, my URL is keep on updating. It keeps on updating. Even without our knowledge also it will be updating. Okay. Even without our knowledge also it will be updating. But we had not observed, that's all. Okay. See, Flipkart.com it will go. Now I went to TV. So by default it is taking to where? TV. So don't you think even if I don't perform anything in the UI, I will not go and click in the UI. Without UI, if I know this URL, I can access. Correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everything it will navigate. See, I'll go to Motorola. Okay, this is opening a new page for me. Okay, let me click on only OnePlus. Okay, see, brand is equal to OnePlus. Only OnePlus brand is displayed. Only OnePlus brand. Okay, so what is the job of your resource path is, it is going to tell you the location for the web resources present in your application. It is going to give a detailed path for your web resources. So with the help of resource path, you can easily analyze where you are and what you are doing. Okay, resource path is just a path. Okay, path which specifies or which takes you to a particular resource. Okay, that is why the name is what? Resource path. Resource is nothing but your web resource. The directions you are giving it with the help of this path. Okay, and always remember, resource path will be after your port number, if port number is there. If port number is not there, directly after your domain. Okay, and resource path is always started with what? It is always started with single forward slash.
Yes.
Okay, single forward slash, and until you get the question mark, it is treated as resource path itself. Okay, sometimes what happens, let us take one more example. Where is it? Let me take VTagger. VTagger was the one. Okay, I'll go to GitHub. This will ask me for verification. Are you able to see here? Every time I get inside the application, logging the Observe. So in this, what is resource path according to you? Okay, after domain name it is started. So this is the starting point of resource path. What is the ending point?
Question mark. Keep on
But
adding.
there is no question mark here, right?
Verified device.
Complete.
Complete.
Okay. Yeah. From sessions, this entire thing is your resource path. Okay. From sessions until verified device. If there is something else here,
That will be
Okay.
also
yes. Suppose if I have account Chaitra, even this is considered as what? Resource path. You can take it like anything after your domain name started with a / is a resource path. Okay. Yes. Now, why resource path is used in the sense? Resource path will give a detailed path for to reach a particular resource. It will give the address of a particular resource in your web application. Okay. In reality, okay, now we have UI, we are navigating. But in future, when we are doing API testing, we will not be having UI at all. Okay. So we should only write the resource path. So you should know the syntax, how to write it at least. Okay. Any doubts in resource path? Simple things, simple things. If any doubts is there, we will revert. Okay. So next comes your query string. What is a query string? Point number 1. Observe in my example. Okay. My URL got updated. Okay. Are you able to see here?
yes, ma'am.
See. What is the resource path in this example?
And B.
B, ma'am. B, ma'am.
Resource path is
D.
B. D na B na?
Yeah.
1 second, wait.
B.
Okay, it's B. Correct, no? Look at this example. My resource path is only B. Then what about what is after question mark?
Query string, ma'am.
So shall I generalize? Shall I generalize? Query string is starts with question mark.
Question.
Okay, query string will always starts with question mark. Second observation. Anything else you observe?
Yes.
Observe. There is some node is equal to some
Node.
data, and is equal to something. What is it?
That is also ma'am query string.
Keys and values types.
Is
Yeah. Query string will be always, okay, key is equal to value pair. Okay, query string will be always in the form of key and value pair. Syntax itself is key is equal to value. And if you observe, what is one more observation?
and is used to differentiate between two query strings.
Very good. Okay, you can have multiple query strings. Okay, multiple query strings separated by ampersand. Then, any other observation? This is easy, no? Practically, we are giving example and we are sort down the points. We are sorting down the points. Next observation. Observe, query string is always, okay, encrypted. Okay, query string is always encrypted because what happens when I perform login operation, okay, take for example, I am going to enter a lame URL. I'll go and enter http:// okay, localhost 8888, okay, slash, I will go to login, okay, I will go to login, question mark, I'll give username is equal to Chaitra, okay, one more query string I have, password is equal to, okay, manager, okay, manager. This is my username and password. Whatever actions I perform with the help of UI, it is recorded in my URL, correct or not? Any button if I click, any navigation I'm doing, any page I have clicked, everything it is logged. So even the username and password also will be logged, correct or not? So in order to avoid this problem, what they do is, it will be in the form of key value pair, but key will encrypt it. Okay, they are going to encrypt it. For example, how it is going to be visible is, this is how it is going to be visible for you. Will you get to know what is the data here? No. Okay, similarly observe the same type he has done it. See, if you observe pf_rd_r is equal to some data is there, and okay, is equal to some data. We were looking for phones, I mean TVs, that's all. But the data here inside is encrypted. Okay, and say for example, I will go to, okay, I will go to Flipkart. Okay, I will go to home and furniture, and I want to search for paintings. Okay, I will go and search for paintings. Okay, in this I am going to give a filter telling 4-star and above. Whatever the filters you are going to give, that will be appended in the form of query string only. Okay, so that is why query string is mostly used for, okay, used to give filter criteria. Okay, filter criteria, or we also call it as search criteria. Okay, that is why most of the time in more than resource path you will be having query string. Getting the point? More than resource path you will be having query string, because whenever you are navigating from one page to another page, from one resource to another resource, you are setting your searches. Okay, you are setting your search. That search itself will be taken as search criteria. Okay, so query string always starts with a question mark. Query string will be in the form of key and value pair. Multiple query strings are separated by ampersand. Query string is always encrypted, and it is mostly used for filtering or search criteria. Is it clear? Few examples. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm bit.
Tell
This
me.
one, ma'am, I have doubt in this one, ma'am, that encrypted
Oh.
part.
Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
Like like when we were using that domain name and or the resource path, then whatever the things we are doing in UI, the web URL automatically gets changed. But
Yes.
what is the reason with this encrypt for that query string? Like why it is getting changed?
The reason why they are making it encrypted is they don't want anybody else to get to know what is the filters applied. Okay. For example, let me go for electronics. Okay, phones. I want to search only, okay, phone with 4 GB RAM. Okay, this is my filtering criteria. So it has appended. Okay, just like your UI, how your if you click or if you drag, if you drop, your URL is getting changed. Same way here also your UI is getting changed, but your filters are applied only as filter criteria or your query strings. This is how the developer has designed. if you ask me why they have encrypted it in the sense, see, without coming to UI, if I have the URL, I told I can do anything. Correct or not? So if I give this URL and if I hack it, easily I can get inside the application. No, easily I can understand how the application is being designed. That is why I'll not encrypt this data at all. I'll not make this URL more comfortable for others. Okay, I know this. If I use the symbol, okay, %5e percentage, why know what is this? Okay, as a developer, I need not have to show it to my consumers. Okay, trust me, there are some tools. Okay, even if you give encrypted data also, it will give you what is the data behind it. Okay, there are some tools. And what happens is every action you are going to, which you are performing, let me take vTiger. Okay, vTiger. See, this is my login page. Currently, action is equal to login, module is equal to users. I will enter username and I will enter password. Even though your username is visible to you, password you are going to get it as encrypted only. I mean **** only. Anywhere you take an example of banking applications. You are going to enter your password. It will be giving as star only, right? Why it should give it as star? Why it should give as star?
You hiding the actual information.
You are writing the
Privacy
password.
purpose, man.
Same privacy only. Okay, let me log in. Okay, in this URL, he is not displaying the username and password, but there are some applications which will display username and password in the URL also. Okay, at that time, your password will be easily visible to everybody. Okay, completely this encryption concept is only for security purpose. He is making sure his search criteria should not be visible. That's all. Okay. For example, if you go and search for Roadster brand processors, you should get it. But URL will specify where and all you have gone and come to Roadster. Okay. That information is not necessary for end user. Simple terms. Okay. Usually, query strings will be encrypted. Anywhere you go, any sort of application you take, usually they try to encrypt query string. Okay. Okay. This is one part of the story. Then let me come to fragment ID. Okay. Fragment ID is okay. Fragment ID always starts with what? Fragment ID starts with what? Fragment ID always starts
Hash.
Okay. So it is also non-mandatory information. Okay. Optional information. What do you mean by fragment ID in the sense? It contains portion of the software, okay, visible at once. Okay, it contains portion of software visible at once. For example, let me take up Gmail application. Okay. One second. Okay. Observe. So this is my Gmail. If you observe here, HTTPS is your protocol. Let me copy it. Okay. If you observe, HTTPS is your protocol. Mail.google.com is your domain name. What is resource path?
And till 0.
Till 0. Okay.
Yes.
Mail/u/0. This is your resource path. And what is this?
Fragment ID.
That means it is telling you currently inbox is visible. Okay. Let me go to sent items. See, hash sent. Currently sent items is visible. Starred. Currently starred is visible. Okay. Drafts. Okay. So like this, you can view a portion of the software at a time. See, you can ask me one more question. Is it mandatory to use fragment ID? No, not mandatory. Even just like your vTiger, you can give module is equal to inbox. Okay? Module is equal to inbox with the help of question mark. Even this is right. I am telling that's what. So this is completely developer's wish. However he wants, he can develop. What he has developed, we will follow that. Okay, there is no rule. This is how only they should maintain. No rule. It depends on them. Getting the point? So here he can use query string also. He can go for fragment ID also. Getting the point? Fragment ID is we are not searching anything. Okay, we are not providing anything. What application, what part of the application I want to view, that is visible. Okay, if I give inbox, inbox is visible. Currently I can view inbox. If I give sent items, currently I can view sent items. Okay, if I give star, I can view star like that. Okay, that is your fragment ID. It's no rule. Okay, they have to develop it like this. Even the name given to your domain also, it depends on them. Getting the point? Okay, so if anybody asks you write the syntax of web URL, then you have to explain this entire thing from your protocol until your fragment ID, what after what you have, and what is a rule, how do you follow it. Okay, so this is about your web URL, address of your web application. Okay, address of your web application. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Write down what you understand. Anybody having any doubts? Revert back. proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me recreate the same diagram which we had already drawn. What is this?
And client server, web server application.
This is my client. Client. Tell it as browser. Don't tell it as client server.
Yeah, web server.
Okay.
Browser.
Yeah. Let me enter the URL. Okay. So this is my web server. In this, which web server you have used? Okay, you have used Apache Tomcat.
Okay.
More specific. Okay, default port number of Apache Tomcat
808.
8080.
8080. Very good. So here you have app server, which is nothing but your web application. Okay, inside this you have lot of features. What codes will be there inside your app server?
.html and .java code.
Servlet code. Okay, you will be having source code of all the features. You will be having servlet codes of all the features. Okay, you'll be having HTML code of all the features, and you'll be having
Data.
code. Yes or no? What is this? This is my database. Which database you have used? MySQL is our database. So this part of story we have already learned. We know it. Okay, we are pretty confident. So I'll enter a request. I'll enter the URL. So HTTP request will be sent from browser to server. Okay, so server is going to respond back via HTTP response. Okay, via HTTP response. This is the fact we know. Okay, let's say I want to book a product. Okay, I want to book a product. I'll go to the application. I will log in. I will book the product. And now I want to proceed with payment. Okay, I want to proceed with payment. It is an Amazon application, right? I want to pay now. What is the option I am using? Okay, you can go for cash on delivery, no problem. If I have to go for net banking or UPI or okay, credit or debit cards.
Pay later.
Okay, or yeah, go for Amazon Pay Later, your wish. Okay, so can I tell for all these features, I or my application should be in communication with the bank application?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. If you have observed your banking process when you are banking, so what happens is, say for example, I have account in Canara Bank. Okay, I will go to Amazon.com or Flipkart.com. I want to place an order. Okay, if you have observed, he will give an option saying 10% off on HDFC card holders, HDFC Bank credit card holders, 20% on SBI debit card holders. Correct? But Canara Bank does not have any option. That means Amazon people do not have any tie-ups with Canara Bank. They don't have any communication also. Still, I'm able to book the application. Still, I'm able to book the product. How? How is it possible?
With the help of API.
With the help of? How is my question?
Repeat the question.
Shall I repeat the question?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Observe. For example, okay, imagine Amazon is my application. Okay, he need a banking partner. Okay, his banking partner is HDFC Bank. Okay, his banking partner is HDFC Bank. That is why he will be giving you lot of options. Okay, lot of discounts for HDFC credit or debit card holders. Okay, but I want to book a product and I have an account in Canara Bank. How the product will be booked or how my amount will be deducted? Did you
UPI.
get the point? Did you get the question? One more scenario I will give you. Observe. Forget about your UI, API, forget about anything. Okay. Yeah, obviously I won't get any 10% off. Okay, let me repeat the question. Observe. I have a Canara Bank debit card. Okay. I want to withdraw the money. I want to withdraw money from where? Money from Canara Bank itself. Because I have only Canara Bank card. Okay, I have the card. I will go to, okay, ICICI Bank ATM. I will go to ICICI Bank ATM. I will insert my Canara Bank card only and I will withdraw 10,000. Will it come or not? Will I get the money or not?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
How you are getting the money? Your account is in a different bank. Your money is in a different bank. ICICI is a different bank. They are owning this ATM. How are you getting the money? Have you thought about it anytime? Same thing is happening here also.
Link between both the banks. They don't
Sorry?
use the. Is there any link between both the banks?
There will be the connection. Understand? Yeah, true. I agree. Okay, RuPay card, Visa, Master. So they are giving provisions. Okay, percentage of interest they are providing is lesser. Okay. In this entire scenario, my question is, every application, okay, every e-commerce application, they cannot tie up with all the banks. Okay, they cannot communicate with all the banks. 100 people will be using Canara Bank. 1,000 people will be using HDFC. 1 lakh people will be using SBI. Correct or not? I don't want to lose this 100 people also. I don't want to lose that 1,000 people also. What I'm going to do is one bank which is convenient to me. Okay, who are providing me good offers, who are providing me good backups. I will have a collaboration with them. Okay, I will talk to them. This bank, okay, let's say HDFC, okay, is having collaboration with me now, with Amazon now. So all the offers in Amazon will be applicable only for HDFC Bank holders. Still, even if you are any other bank, if you are using Canara Bank, if you are using ICICI Bank, if you are using SBI Bank, what happens? This banking partner will communicate. Okay, this banking partner is going to communicate. Understanding? So, any e-commerce application you take, one banking partner will be present for them. who is in continuous contact with the application. So imagine this is your Amazon application and this is your HDFC server. Whenever I book a product, let me write it in a different color. Observe. I'll come to this. Okay. I'll come to the browser. Okay. I'll come to the browser and I want to book a. Okay. I want to book a top. Let's say I want to book a phone. Okay, I want to book a phone. I will go to Amazon. So application is accessible to me. I have searched it. Okay, I will go and I will give buy now option. Okay, and I will give. Let me give it as. Okay, I will go and give buy now option. It will ask me for all the payment modes, and I will choose one of the payment mode. Let's say I want to perform UPI payment. Now what happens inside your application? My question is, through Amazon you are expecting UPI payment. What happens?
It will
ask
ask
for
enter
UPI ID back.
It will ask for UPI ID. Let me take a best example. Instead of UPI, let me take card as of now. Okay, I'll go for buy now option. Okay, buy now option. Where is it? And I'll go for card. So what your Amazon will ask you? Card name,
card details, card number, and CVV.
CVV. Correct, no? Now you have entered the card
Yes.
details. After this, what happens?
Then we will be redirect the
Enter request in particular bank card.
Can I tell the request will be sent to your banking server?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this banking server is going to verify card number is correct, expiry is still there, CVV is valid, you have booked a product of 1,000 rupees. Okay, not 1,000 rupees, you have booked a product for 999. So he will check whether 999 is in his account or not. Then what he'll do? He will revert back telling, yes, 999 is there, you can proceed. Only after that, you can purchase this product. Correct or not? So,
OTP.
yeah, OTP and all you take it. Okay, you will get the OTP. It will generate OTP only after these things are correct. Okay, only after your relevant information is right. If you have sufficient balance in your account, only then OTP will be generated. After OTP, directly your amount will be deducted. Correct, no?
Yes.
So, my transaction, my communication as a client is only with Amazon. Correct, no? Am I going to HDFC Bank server? As a customer,
No, ma'am.
am I going to HDFC Bank? No.
No, ma'am.
Entire communication, can I tell Amazon and the bank, they are doing it? Yes or no? They are doing it. Correct? They are happily communicating with each other. So can I tell, without human intervention, okay, without human intervention, some data is getting exchanged. Okay, some information, exchange of information is happening here. Yes, some information is getting exchanged between two different applications. Let's say, let us take an example. This application is built on Java. Okay, or else let me take it. Okay, I have this application HDFC. Okay, so this application is a very old application. So they have used Java platform for this. Okay, they have used Java platform. Okay. Now I want to build my own new application. Okay, my own new application. So now I prefer Python is best. So I want to build it on Python. Should I depend on this application? Should I depend on this application because they are using Java? Even I will use Java. No, right? It is dependent on my wish. It is dependent on my budget. It is dependent on my people who are available for developing the application, testing the application, cost. Everything matters for me here. Correct? No, but two are two different platforms. One is Python, another one is Java. Still, they have to exchange the information. How? See, one thing is confirmed, without human intervention, two applications should talk to each other, should communicate with each other. This is one criteria number one. Criteria number two is that communication, contact should be independent of the underlying platform. Okay? Whatever is your code, whatever is your database, whatever is your servlet, doesn't matter for me. But I should communicate. How? Okay. Yes, this is established with the help of web services. What these web services will do is, okay, whenever a person develops an application, let's say, let me write it in a different color. Okay, two persons have already developed the application. Okay, so if you are using a web service, two common languages are there. One is XML, another one is JSON. Either of the one web service will be using. If it is XML, then we call it as SOAP. If it is JSON, we call it as RESTful web service. Okay, that I will do it in the tomorrow session. Okay, we will do it later. So what happens in reality is, what we do is, we have something called as, okay, parsers. Okay, we have something called as parser. What is this parser, if you ask me? Parser will convert from one programming language.
Ma'am. Ma'am, you are not
Hello, ma'am.
audible.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking and not audible.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
I will convert it to either XML or JSON. Am I not audible?
Ma'am, you just started parcel and it got your voice got disconnected.
My voice is disturbed. Now the screen is properly visible. Now my
Yeah,
voice is
ma'am.
audible. I'll repeat it.
Yeah.
Okay. Observe. So one thing what I have told is, information will be exchanged via web services. How it will be exchanged, I will tell you. If two languages are there, markup languages. One is your XML, another one is your JSON. XML means it is a SOAP web service. JSON means it is a RESTful web service, which we will do it tomorrow. Okay, forget about it. Think, if communication should happen, it should be either via what? XML or via JSON. Now my application is in Python, another application in Java. So what I should do? I should convert it into what? XML or JSON. What I am going to do is, I will use parsers. Every time you build the application, this parser will be by default designed in the application itself. Okay, they will only design it. What is the job of this parser is, it will convert the programming, any of the programming languages, into a byte stream of information, which can be easily communicated over a channel. So how it happens is, okay, there are so many parsers available in the market. For example, okay, Requester is a parser which is helpful for Python to JSON. Okay, Python to JSON. There is some disturbances there. Okay, near my house that Ganesha festival is going on. No? So a lot of crackles and all they are doing. Okay, that is the reason why my network fluctuations might be happening. Okay, if it is not at all audible, let me know so that we'll plan something else. Okay. Okay, so forget about the parsers. So we have a couple of parsers available in the market. So what is the job of this parser is, it will convert your Python code, okay, it will convert your Python code into either XML or JSON, and the communication will be established. Okay, it will travel along your path. At the end, okay, here at the receiving end, so we are going to use another parser which is going to convert, okay, my XML or JSON, okay, back to what? Java. Okay, these are two different parsers. Please remember, these are what? Two different parsers. So this is how the data information will be exchanged. Communication will happen over and over again and again, and every time you get the information, you are going to convert it back to Python. Here, you are going to convert it back to Java. Okay, this lot of examples are there for parsers. So for Python and XML, there is a different parser. For Python and JSON, there is a different parser. XML to Java, there is a different parser. JSON to Java, there is a different parser. So a lot of parsers are there. I'll practically show you how the conversion we have to do also. So what you should remember here is, irrespective of underlying architecture, two applications will exchange information via XML or JSON. Okay, this is one key point what you should remember. Okay, how it is parsed, what is exactly a parser, everything we are going to see. No worries. But this is your basic. Irrespective of underlying architecture, two applications can exchange information with each other with the help of what? Web services. The underlying architecture for web services is XML or JSON. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now what I will do is, I will not get into web services immediately. First we will learn what is this XML and JSON, what are the syntax, how do you learn, how do you write. These things we are going to understand, and then we will come to web services. Okay, so this is a piece of information what you should analyze. You can just think it like an example. If I have to give, you can just think it like, previously what happened is, we will be, if you are electronic students, you will be telecom or electronic students, you will be knowing encryption and decryption. Okay, what happens is, say for example, I am talking over the phone. Okay, I will call my friend who is in Mumbai. I want to talk. Okay, but if I'm using normal language while talking, the chances are in between somebody might track the call and they might listen. Okay, usually when you go for defense or police investigations and all, nobody will be very confident about whether their call will be tracked or not. Correct? No, the very sensitive information might be exchanged. For that, what they will do, I will be talking in normal language, normal English only I will talk, while the data is getting transmitted across the telephone line. It will be converted into some other code. Okay, that code will be known by that person at the receiver end. He will decode it and he will analyze what I have told. Okay, that is called encryption and decryption. Even here, same thing will happen. Okay, but The terms are different, that's all. Okay, so if you convert any programming language to your to XML or JSON, you call it as serialization. Okay, programming language to XML or JSON, you call it as serialization. XML language to any of the programming language, you call it as deserialization. Okay, I'll give you a minute of time. Write down what you understood. Then we'll go for XML. We'll start with XML.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question regarding what you have asked minute ago, ma'am, that the collaboration regarding the bank, which is mandatory for any e-commerce application. And then you have asked how the customer pay with the other bank ATM card and debit cards and all. Ma'am, at that point, I'm getting confused how the payment is happening with the other banks if the e-commerce app.
Correct.
Yeah, ma'am.
What?
I've also figured out.
Yeah. Observe why I gave that example is one e-commerce application will be in communication with one banking partner. Okay. This banking partner can communicate with other banks. Okay. He also uses API only. Again, it is two application communication only. Okay, but they'll be having the servers. Okay, server level access. He will communicate. So this application will directly cannot communicate with Canara Bank. It should communicate via what? HDFC only. Okay, that is how they will design it. That is why all the bank updates you will not get it. Best example is take your PhonePe. Okay, let me tell you. Take your PhonePe application. When you designed initially, PhonePe was in communication, was tied up with the Yes Bank. If you remember, all the UPI IDs which you are creating with the help of PhonePe, it was ybl.com only. Correct? No, ybl dot something was there. Okay, Yes Bank. Later, Axis Bank also started, going for PhonePe, and Axis Bank also collaborated. So after that, you started getting Axis Bank dot something. Observe it. These things and all you should observe. Only then you will understand. Okay. So one application will 100% have a collaboration with one of the banks. That bank is responsible for other bank communications. Okay, he is responsible. When you go to ATM card also, that is how they are going to make. They will make certain things as centralized. Okay, everything will be under RBI. That's not a problem. But maybe money deposition. For example, you can deposit money only in that bank ATM. But you can withdraw the money anywhere outside. Agree? Can you go and deposit money in of Canara Bank in your SBI?
Yes, ma'am.
Deposition.
No.
Deposition happens only with that bank. Okay,
Yeah,
withdrawal. Okay, that is how some of the features will be made centralized. All the applications will be collaborated on that. Okay, pure communication. That's all. There is nothing here.
But ma'am, in pay of Amazon, ma'am, it's mentioned like for debit card only or credit card. We have to enter the details. It automatically in the bank name.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not showing like it's collaborated with any one bank. Like you give the example for HDFC.
Anubhav, you are going inside Amazon application as a customer. For an end user, who will give you all those details? Correct? No. Here we are talking with respect to a developer perspective. As a developer, as a tester, how it is happening. Getting the point? Nobody will tell, boss, I'm collaborated with HDFC, come and take it. No application will tell that. By looking at it, we will understand because we know in and around. Inside how it is working, I know. That is why I can easily analyze, okay, this is how they are working. Getting the point? So that if you want to understand, you should analyze this. It's not like, no, they will not come and tell you that we have been collaborated with Canara Bank, HDFC Bank. No, one banking partner will be there. Any application you take, one banking partner will be there. With that bank only, other bank communications also will be established. Without banking partner, they cannot communicate with any other banks. Okay, they cannot communicate with any other banks. They should have at least one banking partner.
Means,
Okay,
ma'am,
for
as a
example-
customer, we will not be able to see like very technical and all.
How can you see? Come on, how can you see? Huh? No. All those things are not possible. I'm giving you an examples. Okay, this is how it runs. Okay, you cannot go and see whether it is right or wrong. Later, when you get to know your application, maybe at that time you will understand. Okay. See, for example, guys, observe. I'll give you one more simple scenario. Okay, you are imagine you have purchased some 20% of the shares in Amazon. Okay, some 20% of the shares in Amazon. Now all the Amazon.com products are yours. You have to sell them. What you are going to do? Somebody will buy your product. Okay, they will pay the money. From where that money should go and come? Where that money should be deposited? As an end user, 1,000 rupees product I have purchased, that 1,000 rupees should be credited to Amazon's account. To which bank account it will credit? Which bank account?
ATM.
Yes, HDFC, in which they are collaborated. Okay, that is their banking partner. Any bank check you give to Amazon, they will accept it. Why? Through HDFC, they can convert it. Understanding? Simple psychology, that's all.
Now understood.
Now understood? Yeah. Okay, until you understand this, you feel it little tricky, that's all. Okay. Once you understand, it will be very easy for you.
Ma'am, one more question, may I?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Ma'am, regarding parsers, you told that parsers came differently with a specific their task, ma'am. Like for Python and Ruby and Java. Ma'am, how, in services, how developers decide to put the parsers? Because we don't know, na, ma'am, a lot of banks there and all have a different. They use their different language to develop their. Then how they decide that?
See, when you are using any application, what happens? You will get to know, okay, this application has already been built with the help of Java. If he has built with Java, all Java related parsers will be available with him. Okay, I'm not going to design a parser. Please remember, I'm not going to design a parser. Parsers are already existing. I'm just utilizing those parsers. For example, all Java related tools I want, I can go to Ambient repository. Okay, I can go to Ambient repository. See, this is one of the parser. Okay, this is one of the parser. That's all. Okay, if I use this dependency, it will give me the libraries. That is how your parsers will be. It's not like a separate huge tool which is built or physically which is present with the application. No. It is a simple concept which is present with your application. Okay, so the person who has designed Python, he has designed all the necessary third-party tools for Python. The person who has designed Java, he has designed all the third-party tools necessary for Java. Okay, they are already available. Depending on your requirement, you are going to use which one you want. Understanding?
Means it can be inbuilt, ma'am.
It will be inbuilt. It will be inbuilt, but you should use it. That's all. Okay. The application designer will decide it. It's a vision. Okay. Write down what you understood at least. Done? Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, the things what we have to learn is, one is XML and JSON languages, another one is the web services. Okay. So these two will proceed further. Okay. First, let me start with XML. Okay. XML stands for Okay, extensive markup, okay, language. XML stands for extensive markup language. Let me add few points. Okay, .xml is the extension. So XML helps you to exchange, okay, information, okay, via two applications, okay, irrespective of their, okay, underlying, okay, architecture. Okay, this is the example. We have also seen some of the XML files. Do you remember any XML files have you worked on? The file extension is .xml.
Yes, form XML.
Form.xml.
Take example of form.xml. Take example of form.xml. So Maven is a different application, correct? Whatever you write in form.xml, it is understood by Maven and it is going to give you the respective jar files. Agree? So can I tell form.xml is like a bridge between you and your Maven tool? Correct? Whatever may be the language, form will act as a communication bridge. Whatever you are writing, it is understood by Maven with the help of form.xml. So irrespective of their underlying architecture, if any two applications should exchange information with one another, then we need, okay, any of these markup languages. And XML is a strictly typed language, in the sense it is case sensitive, and XML is typeless. Okay, typeless in the sense it does not support multiple data types. Okay, the only data type that is supported by XML is string. Anything you write, even if you write it as 1, 2, 3, 4 also, it is considered as string only because it does not have any other data types. Okay, XML, okay, data, or I can take XML is written, okay, in the form of tags. Okay, in the form of tags. If you want me to give an example, and wait, let me take up. Okay, so XML follows the tree, okay, structure like HTML. Okay, same as how your HTML is written, the same way we will write the XML, but XML, okay, supports custom tags. For example, let me take an example of HTML. Okay, in HTML, if you observe, we have certain predefined tags, correct? Root tag should be by default HTML. Okay, this is how we write our open a tag, and this is how we are going to close a tag. / same tag name specifies closing of the tag. Okay, let's say I'm opening a title tag. Okay, I'm closing a title tag. Okay, it is case sensitive. I'm closing a title tag. Similarly, I can have body tag. Okay, I can close body tag. All these tags, what you are writing here, what I have written, they are all called as predefined tags. Okay, that is, they are already designed and they have their own specific functionality. So you have to use it for that functionality itself. You cannot create your own tag in HTML. Whereas in XML, I can create my own tag. Okay, let's say I'm going to create a tag called as employee. So this is the opening tag. For every opening tag, it should have the corresponding closing tag. Okay, employee. Under this employee, let's say I'm creating a name tag. Okay, I'll give it as Chaitra. Let me close the name tag. Okay, so let me close the name tag and let me give, okay, phone. Okay, I have given some phone number. Let me close phone. Okay, let me take a company. Okay, TYSS. Let me close the company. Okay, so these are all called as custom tags. That means whatever you want to create as a tag, you can create it. Okay, so there is no concept of predefined tags. The only rule that says is every closing tag should have it, every opening tag should have its own corresponding closing tag. This is a rule. Your HTML extension is .html, XML extension is .xml. And if you observe, it follows a tree structure. Tree structure in the sense what? Initially you have a root element. Okay. Inside this root element, you will have a parent. Okay. Let's say I'm closing the parent. Okay. I'm closing the parent. Inside this parent, you have the child. Okay. So I can close the child. Okay, I can close this child. Inside this child, you can have a grandchild or subchild. Okay, anything. Okay, you can close it this way also. Understanding? Not only one, multiple subchilds you can have. Okay, best example is your pom.xml, your testng.xml. All these are examples of your XML. Okay, they are all custom tags, but testng has made it as a predefined tag. Okay, so it is not with respect to the language. This is basics how we write XML data. Any doubts in this? No doubts? Okay, so with this introduction, I'll wind it up for today. Okay, so tomorrow I'll take up a little more practical on this. Okay, we'll do JSON, and in XML also I did not touch regarding elements, attributes, P data, C data and all. So that is little confusing. So I want to start it fresh. So tomorrow we'll do that. This basic idea is, you can just walk through the document. I'll share both XML as well as JSON. Okay, walk through the document. Tomorrow we'll finish JSON. Okay, so tomorrow is Saturday, right? Tomorrow is Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday or Friday?
Today is a Friday.
Today is Friday, right? Tomorrow is Saturday. Okay, so what I can do is, I'll share both the documents. Just read and come. Monday we'll finish it off. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. We'll wind it up for today. So we'll continue on Monday. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, ma'am. I have one query about. We have courier our original documents, but didn't get any mail that we have received documents.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Confirmation.
Yeah, confirmation. I think they have received everything. So I'll ask them to drop a confirmation.
The thing is, I tried to call the HR, but he didn't pick up the call, and I have sent a mail regarding that, but I didn't got any type of response from her.
Actually,
Because it is a concern, ma'am.
uh-huh.
So if you can pass
Sure.
this message to them.
Definitely, I'll inform them. Past 2 to 3 days they are a little busy. Okay, and it was a month, and just now a month has started, right? The requirement crunch was there, so that is why they did not. Otherwise, they will definitely revert back. And one more thing is, maybe today or Monday. By Monday, you might be getting your calls. On Monday, you might get your calls for salary discussion. At that time, you just highlight this point as well. Okay, you just inform them also.
Okay.
Because ma'am, since it's been almost 3 to 4 weeks, I have sent my documents, but I didn't got
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it has
Okay.
already been. I'll inform them. I'll inform once again. Okay, because
Ma'am,
you should get it from Lakshmi and Mageshwari only. Okay, we cannot send it, so I'll inform them.
ma'am, till this month only we will complete API, ma'am.
It's already September, right? Another 2 weeks. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, another 2 weeks.
Ma'am, yesterday, ma'am, one query, ma'am. Have you seen that in news, ma'am?
What was it?
That screenshot, ma'am.
I think I did not download. 1 second. Wait, let me see.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm like using the Postman tool. On what type of things we are going to test? Like, we are having like, yeah,
Go ahead.
like ma'am, we are having multiple of sites for testing the APIs. So, are we going to work on the real type testing the APIs?
Yes. So Postman is exclusively used for RESTful web services. Okay. We can use Postman only for REST. We cannot use it for SOAP web service. So
Yeah.
in REST only, and nowadays booming is REST. Okay. Nobody prefers SOAP because of a lot of disadvantages are there. We'll discuss it. So under REST, so Postman is a only UI based tool. Okay. If anybody, say for example, a manual tester, okay, he has no idea on programming, still he wants to go for API testing, then Postman is a better tool. Being automation engineers, rest assured is more preferred for us. Okay. Two tools
Okay.
also we will do in detail.
Fine.
But there are some companies which tell Postman is only enough because scope of API will be less. Okay, if they take a one entire application, hardly around 150-200 test cases will be there related to API. So for that, why do we need a framework? We will execute it with the help of Postman itself. That is also a case.
Yeah, ma'am, because in RESTful we are going to automate. So that's it.
Yes. RESTful we are going to automate. We'll create a framework for that. Okay, a separate distinguished framework will be created.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do it. This theory is little time consuming, guys. Once we finish practicals, within 4 days I can finish Postman. Okay, 4 days Postman, 4 days of rest assured, 2 days of translation. That's all. Okay, this theory is very time consuming. It's like it will not move further at all. Okay. No worries. Monday, Tuesday I'll complete with the theory. Tuesday we will do the installation process also. So after that, Wednesday, Thursday, that week, next weekend Postman will get over. By next Saturday, at least 80% of the Postman I can assure you. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. Okay. Further week we'll go for rest assured another 3 to 4 days. So maybe next week everything will get over. Okay. So while we'll wind it up for today, we'll catch up on Monday. Okay.